Hi, fourth graders. So this is our lesson for week 4 of remote learning. And today we are going to talk about the Hope Chest and compare it to another poem that we've talked about. So before we get started on that, though, I really want to kind of refresh our memory on what poetry is. So remember that big poster that we used to have behind, I think Dimitri sat there. I know Braden sat at table 3. But we had posters behind table 1. We had some posters that talked about what poetry was. So remember that poetry, it's writing that is meant to cause strong feelings. There's a couple things that are different from poetry that regular writing doesn't have. So for example, there's stanzas. So there's, instead of paragraphs that are broken into chunks, poetry is broken up into chunks, and we call those stanzas. There's imagery. So the author tries to get you to see, feel, taste, hear, and smell what might be happening in a poem. There's figurative language. So we talked about really making it something that we can really visualize and really make sure that we can feel that we're there. So that's showing and not telling. There's rhyme and rhythm. So there's that kind of beat to poetry. There's some personification. So there's human-like qualities to non-human things. For example, when we say that the wind is blowing. Wind can't actually blow, but we are giving it that human-like quality. And then, it's usually shorter than a story. So today, I'm going to kind of do the lesson as if you guys were here with me. So give me a little bit of slack. I'm going to do a lot of what I would do with you. But we are going to read this poem, which I know that you guys have read before. And we're going to really think about this stamp at the top here. It says, strong readers think about ideas that are repeated again and again and zoom out to determine what the text is mostly about. So I'm going to kind of go a little bit smaller here. I will make it bigger for you here. But if you guys can see this, this is underline ideas that are repeated again and again. So I'm going to read it to you guys. And as I do, I want you to think about what are some ideas, not words, some ideas that are repeated again and again. So it says, I dream a world, and we're right here at this poem. It says, I dream a world where man, no other man will scorn, will love, will bless the earth, and peace its path adorn. I dream a world where all will know sweet freedom's way, where greed no longer saps the soul, nor avarice blights our day. A world, I dream, where black or white, whatever race you be, will share the bounties of the earth, and every man is free. Where wretchedness will hang its head, and joy, like a pearl, attends the needs of all mankind. Of such I dream my world. So I'm going back to this reading stamp, and I'm really thinking about what were those ideas that were repeated again and again. And fourth graders, I kept coming up with I dream a world. He says this repeatedly, and it's like, I dream a world, I dream. And he's repeating this over and over. And so I'm really thinking about this text and what this text is mostly about. So fourth graders, we're going to read it a second time. And on this second time, I want you to really think about what is this author's dream? Because we know that he is dreaming of a world, right? But what is his dream? So I'm going to read it one more time to you, and I'm going to be thinking about what is his dream. And I'm really going to go back to these parts that I highlighted. What is his dream? I dream a world. What is this man's dream? I dream a world where man, no other man will scorn, where love will bless the earth and peace its path adorn. It sounds like he's really dreaming of this idea of peace. I dream a world where all will know sweet freedom's way. He's using the word sweet to describe freedom. So it's something that's very near and dear to his heart. Where greed no longer saps the soul. Greed meaning that people are selfish. He doesn't want selfish people, nor avarice blights our day. A world I dream where black or white, whatever race you be, so it doesn't matter your race, whatever race you be, will share the bounties of the earth, and every man is free. Where wretchedness will hang its head, and joy like a pearl attends the needs of all mankind. Of such I dream a world. It sounds like this man, he has this dream. He dreams of a place where everyone is free and has peace. And also, he talked about whatever race you be, no matter your race. It sounds like everybody, to him, he dreams of this equal world. So to me, I feel like this is what is really coming across when I am thinking about what is that text mostly about. So I really zoomed in on these I dream a world, I dream a world. I really did this zooming in on these specific words. And then I really zoomed out and I really thought about what do all of these have in common. So I'm going to go back down to the next slide. And I'm really going to think about, I'm really going to think about what is this poem mostly about. So I'll present my screen again. So which statement best summarizes the main idea of the poem? The author dreams of a world where no man will be mean to himself. The author dreams of a world where everyone has freedom and living in harmony. This world freedom really stands out to me because it's used in this poem. The author dreams of a world where love is all around. Tempting, but they're not talking about the word love in here. The author dreams of a world where no one else cares about someone else's skin. Very true, but that was kind of like the ending part. If I had to think of the strongest answer here, because I zoomed in and now I'm zooming out, if I had to think of the strongest answer, I would definitely think that it was B. So if you got B, give yourself a big pat on the back. All right, so our next stamp, we're going to kind of switch gears. Our next stamp is strong readers infer the theme of a text that can be applied to everyone else's life. So it's universal. So remember we talked about this 2 weeks ago, universal meaning that the whole world can learn this. So really thinking about what is the problem in the poem and how does the author respond. So it sounds like the problem in the poem is that the world seems to be a place of judgment, sadness, and discrimination. And I get that because he's dreaming of this better world. And how does he respond? He keeps dreaming of this better place. He's really hoping that there's going to be this better place for people. So we're going to read it one more time and thinking of what is this universal lesson that we can all learn from this poem. I Dream a World by Langston Hughes. I dream a world where man, no other man will scorn, where love will bless the earth and peace its path adorn. I dream a world where all will know sweet freedom's way, where greed no longer saps the soul nor avarice blights our day. A world I dream where black or white, whatever race you be, I will share the bounties of the earth and every man is free. Where wretchedness will hang its head and joy like a pearl attends the needs of all mankind. Of such I dream my world. So really thinking about what is this universal theme that everyone can learn from this poem. Is it A world should be a place of freedom to everyone and joy. It is our job to make the world a better place. C, being mean to others is rude. Our world doesn't treat others the way that our world doesn't treat others the way the author wants them to. So what is something that we can learn? Something we can learn. Put your thumbs to your chest after you have your idea. If you got A, give yourselves a big pat on the back. The author wants us to learn that our world should be a place of freedom and that everyone should have joy. So I'm really thinking about, how is this theme similar to something in the Hope Chest? I mean, we've talked a lot about the Hope Chest, about how people should not judge others, that everyone should have equal rights, that we should have the courage to change the world. So what are some similar themes in the Hope Chest? So here's your exit ticket for this lesson. Your exit ticket is on Google Classroom. I want you to just write a paragraph that compares I Dream a World and chapters 1 through 17 of the Hope Chest. So your paragraph should be about 5 sentences long, thinking about what did the main character learn and what can the reader learn. So you might start something like this. I Dream a World and the Hope Chest are similar. They are similar because. Tell me, what is that similar theme that readers can learn from this poem and the Hope Chest? Because a lot of the time, fourth graders, a lot of the times authors create similar themes to teach us those universal lessons. So I look forward to hearing your answers, and go ahead and write them in Google Classroom. And let me make sure. That's it. Let me know if you have any questions.